got to be wise. You got to use this. You got to use this one here, this third eye. You've got to really know who you are and be grounded in who you are, and don't fall for it. There's a monologue in the movie where he calls her low-hanging fruit. When I heard that, I was like, Tyler Perry, you are telling the woman them the truth, and I hope they listen. I hope they listen, because there are genuinely men out there who look at women, especially women above a certain age, women who've been divorced, have gone around once, maybe twice around the merry-go-round. They look at them as low-hanging fruit. And you need to know this, you need to be aware of it, so that you can package yourself in a way that no one can ever regard you as such. If you don't want to be regarded as such, you know, and if you don't want to be used. That's the underline of this movie. If you don't want to be used, don't do what Grace did. This movie is an eye-opener. I think every woman should watch this movie. Hello, my lovely. Welcome to ClickSmart. Welcome to ClickSmart, where I discuss all things health, wealth and slay, because a healthy body is simply incomplete without a healthy mind. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be reviewing a film I've seen called A Fall from Grace. Now this film is by Tyler Perry and it's available right now on Netflix. Remember to drop this video a like, remember to give me a thumbs up. You know, giving a review on this movie is something I felt I really had to do. Immediately I saw the movie, I know it's not normally what I do, but I saw so many elements of like things that affect the mental health of women. I saw so many elements of feminism. I saw so many elements of just overall well-being that could be learnt from this movie, what to do, what not to do. So I had to do a review. This is my perspective, and obviously I'm not American. If you're American, you've seen the movie, you've got a different perspective, comment below. I really want you to see this movie for yourself. I think everybody should see this movie, but in particular, every woman should see this movie 1000%. And I'm going to be giving a review from my perspective, which is, you know, I'm a British lady, so wow, so the camera wasn't even recording. Really great cast, beautiful cast, excellent delivery of the lines. I felt all the emotions that the lead characters felt. Definitely a feminist movie. Got Crystal Fox, the lead, amazing. She did an amazing job of conveying Grace's angst and Grace's very, you know, dismal position that she was in, as well as portraying her vulnerabilities and her desperation. You know, there was a whiff of it. It was really good to watch. Brisha Webb, who plays Jasmine, the lawyer, really, really good progression. You just see her, how she grows and starts to believe in her own self and her own abilities. You know, initially, she's just known as the person who pleads, and she just pleads cases, and she never fights a case or tries to, you know, get justice for the person. But then she wants to fight for Grace. It's really feminist, showing that woman-to-woman bond. The fact that she knew Grace was innocent, woman to woman, she didn't want to not fight for her, you know? And that solidarity, that sisterhood is so clear in the movie, in the way that Jasmine, you know, goes out of her way, even to the very end. After she knows she's made a mistake in court, she stands up, she goes out of her way to try and defend Grace. That solidarity, that sisterhood, very feminist movie. Even the undertones of the movie, the lesson to be learned by you know, Machard Brooks's Shannon, who is a very misogynistic character. The lessons that can be learned from this only go to aid feminism. The reason Jasmine, you know, made sure she fought for Grace is because of that sisterhood, that solidarity. She saw parts of herself in another woman. She saw that this woman had been hurt, had been broken by this man, and she saw that this woman couldn't be a killer. And rather than her just, you know, walk away and leave it, that solidarity kicked in, that sisterhood kicked in, and she fought for her. She fought for another woman. And come on, if that's not feminism, I don't know what is. Alicia Bashard's great actress playing the part of Sarah. You know, just really strong female lead. Cicely Tyson is in this movie. You know, I'd definitely say this is a feminist movie in terms of the fact as well that, you know, if you're a smart woman, a wise woman, intelligent woman, you will glean what you need to glean from this movie. You will take the lessons on board that this movie has to tell you. If you're one of these bash Tyler Perry women and you think that he's just making movies that are bad about black women, then I don't know what to tell you, because the moral of this story is very correct and very true. And I didn't know this until I watched the movie, that there are people like this. There are people like Mehcad Brooks' character of Shannon, who come into your life going out of their way with the intent and explicit desire to use you, to do wicked and evil things to you. You got to be wise. You got to use this. You got to use this one here, this third eye. You've got to really know who you are and be grounded in who you are, and don't fall for it. Because, you know, even as I was watching the movie, I was like, oh, that's a red flag, that's a red flag, that's a red flag. She's falling for it, she's falling for it. Not realising by the time I got to the end, everything would just twist and turn so much that it's like, how couldn't she have fallen for it? She was a mark. You know, and things like this do happen, and people do get selected out and picked on like this to be used and to be, you know, taken for a ride. It happens. And, you know, this movie is an eye-opener. I think every woman should watch this movie. You know, if you're single, you might still be single when you're 30, you might still be single when you're 40. Just watch this movie anyway, because you need to protect yourself. This is my perspective, and obviously I'm not American. If you're American, you've seen the movie, you've got a different perspective, comment below. Also, I think this movie is a very feminist movie, in terms of it goes to highlight, you know, key things about hypergamy and hypogamy. I believe hypergamy is the way. If you want to know that you're secure in any sort of dating or marital situation, that you're not being used for money, you're not being used for clout, you're not being used for a house, for a pension, whatever you know someone could be using you for, practice hypergamy. You will definitely know then. Grace didn't. Grace was practicing hypogamy, and this guy, you know, she moved this guy into her house, which to me the mind boggles, because that is unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't do it. It's not worth it, and this movie shows that. And I just think it's a real cautionary tale, and you know, this is something that's happened to people. And seeing it happen to Grace in the movie, my heart went out to her. You know, to end up being on trial for murder. I could see her feelings, you know, when she did what she did. I don't condone it, however. I think violence is never the answer, and I think it's unacceptable. However, you know, in America, apparently she went to the police and they didn't do anything to help her. That's another thing that's weird to me. I was like, she's gone to the police. Why have they not helped her? Going through and seeing how Jasmine, the lawyer, deals with this all and, you know, gets to the bottom of it. Amazing. Like, she really fought for it. She went with her gut instinct. This is a feminist movie. The feminine energy should always follow gut. I think everyone should follow their gut, really. But I feel like, you know, as a female, it's very important, especially if you're dating people, looking to get married to someone, that you should follow your gut with regards to that person. In the movie, Grace said, you know, how the alarm bells went off, she felt it was too good to be true. She's like, you know, she had all these moments where she was really uncertain of this person. She didn't go with that. She talked herself out of that. You know, there was even a scene in the movie where very early on he was telling her about herself. That's a red flag. You're on a first date with her telling her, I've noticed you do this. This is what you do. This is a pattern of yours. And I'm like, that's a red flag. You can't, like, she's known herself for 50 years, 45 years, however many years. You can't come along on the first date and presume to tell her who she is. You're presuming to tell her who she is because you're a narcissist, because you're looking for ways you can find her vulnerabilities, because she'll then accept and say, yes, I guess I do that. And you know, oh, yep, she's not sure of herself. She doesn't know who she is. The chink in her armour there. I can find a way to manipulate her. And that's exactly what he did ultimately. It's a cautionary tale. I think that, you know, all the wise women out there who look for the deeper meanings of movies rather than just purely the entertainment factor, which is there in this movie. Because I'm telling you, there was times I was like, whoa, did that just happen? What's going on? It was boom, boom. But if you're looking for also, aside from just entertainment, which this provides, you're looking for like something that's got like, you know, a cautionary tale, a deeper meaning, something you can learn from. Yeah, this movie will definitely do that. There's so much that could be learned from Grace's sorry story. And it is a sorry story. You know, there's a monologue in the movie where he calls her low-hanging fruit. When I heard that, I was like, Tyler Perry, you are telling the woman them the truth, and I hope they listen. I hope they listen, because there are genuinely men out there who look at women, especially women above a certain age, women who've been divorced, have gone around once, maybe twice around the merry-go-round. They look at them as low-hanging fruit. And you need to know this, you need to be aware of it so that you can package yourself in a way that no one can ever regard you as such. If you don't want to be regarded as such, you know, if you don't want to be used. That's the underline of this movie. If you don't want to be used, don't do what Grace did. Don't marry a guy that you've never met his mother, you've never been to his house, you don't know where he lives, he's not upwardly mobile, he's not even on your level financially. In fact, you're going to move him into your house. He takes you to like hole-in-the-wall diners for first dates. Some people say, oh, that's cute, it's nice. Yeah, all right. But he knows he's dating an older woman, someone who's mature. He should give her some level of respect, some modicum of like decorum. Should be engaged, and he should be taking her somewhere befitting of her age, of her station in life. Come on. He took her to a hole-in-the-wall diner. That's a red flag. Don't go out like Grace. Don't let no one do you like Grace, please. And I find with Tyler Perry movies that he does seem to try, with the movies I've seen anyway, like for Coloured Girls, for example, I feel like he is trying to like give women like lessons, especially black women. I feel like he's trying to give them lessons, but a lot of the comments I've seen online seem very stubborn and like very anti, like they don't want to accept that this is a reality that can happen and actually has happened to women in the past, and to take on board the lessons that Tyler Perry's put in his movie for you to take and for you to glean, rather than, you know, argue against it, say, oh, he's trying to warn older women from younger men. No, he's not. Had that man been younger than her and been a multi-millionaire, none of this would have been happening. Right? And you might say, well, a multi-millionaire guy can get with a younger woman and da-da-da. Yeah, but if he's come to talk to you and he's a multi-millionaire, given you're what he wants, he likes the way you look, he likes the way you carry yourself, he likes the way you present, as opposed to that younger woman, you know. And, you know, there's a part in the movie where she said, why me? And that's another thing, like, if somebody feels that way about themselves, don't vocalize it to some random person you just met on the first date, that you have that kind of level of insecurity and self-doubt about you, you know, saying things like, why me? Doesn't make sense. And, you know, he gave her the right response, which is, why not me? But it just showed him again how vulnerable she is. Showed him again how little self-worth and self-knowledge and understanding she has. It showed him how much self-doubt she has, because she was even questioning why he's talking to her. What? No, you're the shit, girl. You're the literal bee's knees, girl. What do you mean? Of course you. It doesn't matter about your age. It matters about your composure. It matters about your aura. It matters about how you carry yourself. It matters about your dignity. It matters about, you know, your personality. And of course, Grace looks wonderful for her age. Very good looking woman. Keeps herself in shape, takes very good care of herself, very presentable. But, you know, at the end of the day, had he been a multi-millionaire, none of this would have happened. Okay, multi-millionaire is a bit much, but, you know, had he been someone who was upwardly mobile, none of this would have happened. But, you know, he was someone quite happy to move into her house. We never saw his house, not once in the movie, which led me to believe, well, he doesn't have one. That's a red flag. You know, grown man of age, over the age of 25, you know, even if you're living with your mum, you can, especially in London, because house prices are so high here, you can even be living with your mum at 35, but we never saw him go to his mum's house and meet his family, even if he was living with them to save up for a mortgage. You know, I'm not saying that people like that shouldn't get married or be in relationships. I'm just saying that if you've been around the merry-go-round once or twice, you're an older lady, you've been divorced once or twice, why put yourself in that position? There's lots of, if you're ready to learn the lessons in this movie, there are loads, and I could do a whole nother video about the lessons in this movie, but I'm just doing a review, what I think of the movie. Now, there were some parts of the movie that I didn't like. I'm quite big on continuity, and it was really weird because it was a time when they were having this date in the diner, and the guy sat behind them in the diner, like he was there the whole time, and meanwhile, you know, Grace and her date had had their food, they'd had drinks, they had had loads of conversation. He was still eating the same plate of food, like, and he takes me with nothing would leave the plate, and seeing him cut in again and his plate's still there. It just annoyed me. I'm very big on continuity. I just found it really annoying. I was just like, he's not eating anything. They've been there ages. They've eaten food, they've had starters, they've had drinks, they've, you know, chatted loads, and he's still on his plate of food. So yeah, I wish someone had taken more time into the continuity. But then again, no, because they shot this movie in 5 days. 5 days, that is amazing. I'm sorry, to shoot a film like that in 5 days, not 2 or 3 months, wow. That just shows the level of Felicia Rashad, Cicely Tyson, Brisha Webb, and of course Crystal Fox. It just shows the high quality and caliber of these actresses, these ladies, for that film to be made in 5 days. And you know, I think it just goes to show the work ethic as well of Tyler Perry, and maybe that's why a lot of people hate on him. Maybe, you know, he works really hard and it makes most of us feel really guilty because we're like, he's got 24 hours of the day too, and we're not accomplishing as much as he is. But look, all fingers of the hand are not equal. I've said this before. So don't compare yourself to Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry's in his own lane, in his own calling, doing his own thing. Another thing I wasn't too hot on the movie about was, you know, the whole her kind of defying the judge. You know, just from a legal point of view, you know, if you're looking to be a lawyer, yeah, don't do that. I understand why she did it. You know, she wanted to try and, you know, fix a mistake that she'd made, and, you know, she's hoping she could potentially get a mistrial or something, I guess. You know, but it's not good form to disobey the judge in the courts. It's not good legal practice for a lawyer. And I understood why they put it in the scene in the movie, but I wasn't hot on it. I was like, nah, I didn't like her doing it, but I understand why she did it. And then she swore at Rory, who's played by Tyler Perry, her boss, when she was, you know, in her little bind after what she did to the judge. And I just thought, oh, unnecessary. I don't like that. But yeah, unnecessary. I don't like that. It's, you know, kind of like a portrayal of a disrespectful legal professional. And then her swearing at her boss, I just thought, okay, like, this is just, I don't like narratives that perpetuate kind of stereotypes about black women, and I felt that kind of touched on a bit of one when she swore at her boss. But I understand why she did it. She was highly frustrated, but, you know, I'm a black woman and I wouldn't do that. I would never tell my boss, F off, never, under no circumstance, unless I'm fitting to quit. Miss Cicely Tyson, I feel like she should have been given more lines and a bigger part. I don't know. Like, I know her part that she played was integral to the twists and turns and for us finding out what really happened. I understand we needed her to play that part. We needed somebody to play that part, and it was her, for us to be able to, you know, really get to the nitty gritty of what was going on and how events had truly unfolded. I understand, but this is Miss Cicely Tyson. I just feel we could have used her more. I would give it a solid 4 hearts out of 5. This is my perspective of it. Like, had I been Grace, I wouldn't go 7 years without dating, right? It's like, you got to keep doing stuff to be good at it. You got to keep practicing to be coy and to be aloof and to be endearing and to be charming and to be somebody who, you know, even a younger man is going to be like enthralled with. You've got to practice it. You've got to keep dating if you're single, unless you have some reason why you don't want to date, which may be a spiritual reason. And, you know, I didn't know things like this happen in real life, but Tyler Perry's movie has shown me that they do, because I went online and researched before I made this film, and there's actually people who do these things in real life. You know, genuinely come into your life just to use you, just to take you as a mark. So be wise, be careful. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment below, and, you know, comment below if you've seen any other red flags in the movie apart from what I've mentioned. It's a real feminist movie, and I'm glad Tyler Perry made it. He tells these tales to try to help women, and a lot of the women he's trying to help are too stubborn to hear it. So, you know, it is what it is. But if you can hear it from me, then I do advise you watch this movie, because you'll see that it's actually only to benefit women. There's nothing in this movie that's to hurt women. It's to benefit you if you take the lessons from it, because things like what happened to Grace do happen in real life. And just take this as the last note. Not every sister is kin, okay? You know, yes, it's a feminist movie, but it also shows you, you know, that not everyone that's a female is feminist. And I'll leave it at that. Just because they're females, so what? You know, feminism is about a lot more than just, you know, the person being a female. So yeah, great movie. 4 out of 5 hearts for me. I definitely recommend you see it. Thank you for watching. I've been Emmy, and this is ClickSmart. You're smart. You clicked. Thank you.